Hello YouTube, Dragon here today bringing you my personal $800 gaming PC that I game and render my videos on a daily basis. Now I haven't uploaded any videos in a long time, but this is going to be the first one in a pretty good while, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll start off by saying that I'm based on a locked processor, which means we won't be using a motherboard capable of overclocking. Now let's go ahead and get right into it with the CPU. We're going with the Intel Core i3 6100 CPU for $110. It's based off the LGA 1151 socket, which means if you want to upgrade to an i5 or i7 in the future, you can. It comes with 2 cores and 4 threads, and also has hyperthreading, which gives the CPU 2 virtual cores for increased performance when gaming. Now for the motherboard, I went with an H170 Gaming 3 motherboard from Gigabyte for $103. It supports USB 3.0, has 6 SATA 6 ports, 2 SATA Express ports, 2 M.2 SSD ports, and supports up to 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. Now for the RAM, I went with the 8 gigabytes of Crucial Ballistic Sport LT DDR4 RAM clocked at 2400 MHz for $40. For the power supply, I went with the 430 watt EVGA 80 plus white certified power supply for $21. Now you might be asking yourself why I went for a 430 instead of a 450 or 550 or 650 watt power supply. Well, sometimes being overkill can be safe, but it's also really not necessary, because going with a certified power supply for, on the cheap will save you money. Now for the case, I went with the Fantex Intho Pro M with a full glass panel made of tempered glass for $85. Now the case comes in 3 variants. You've got the one that I have for $85, and then you got 2 more for $90, which is like an aluminum gray and a black. For the storage, I went with a 1TB Toshiba 7200 RPM hard disk drive for $40 when I went to Micro Center. Now you might be thinking, where's the SSD? Well, to answer that, I didn't have the money at the time, so I had to go with storage over speed. For the most expensive part of the build, I went with for the Founders Edition GeForce GTX 1060 for $350. Now for this one, you don't necessarily have to go for this card, as you can't right now because it's basically sold out permanently as far as I'm aware. Now you can get a custom cooler one for about $50 to $100 cheaper, which is a good thing. Now for the majority of the games that I run, they run on average of 100 frames per second. And if you upgrade to an i5 or i7, which I will be doing later down the road, you'll be, getting increased performance by a lot. And for the CPU cooler, I went with a Deepcool Captain 120 all-in-one liquid cooler for $50 to $70. Now with all that said and done, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, go ahead and dislike the video. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more of these builds. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next.